So
let's talk about you for a minute.
Yeah, it's all about me. So I've been on Twitter lately, and there is a really strong writing community. They're very generous with their time and their knowledge and all different aspects of writing. And I feel like I know my way around story and habits of writing and stuff like that, but there's so much I don't know, and I'm even more aware of what I don't know by being on watching the writing community and participating in it. But it's made me very conscious of what I don't know, and I hate that because as a teacher I feel like I should know stuff and I should be able to help. Not this week so much, but last week I was really finding I was having to deal with my own ego. Let it go. It was me basically saying you need to get rid of the ego, accept that you don't know everything, and then also use that as an opportunity to grow and learn and everything like that. On top of that, there is this idea that I want to be the student. I don't want to be the teacher right now. Part of me is just like, you know what? Let's put that to the side for a bit. Instead of trying to go and teach, just learn. And that's been good. I at some point want to help contribute, I guess, and help others. But a part of me is right now just wants to learn.
I've been teaching for a long time too. And I teach in an area, you teach in the writing area.
Mm-hmm.
I don't teach in the writing area. I teach in the visual arts. And I have always known this. There is no way that I could be an expert. At least in art, there's too much stuff.
Yes.
There is printmaking, there's sculpting, there's 2D drawing, there's paint. There's just so much. And now with technology, visual art has changed even more. But I also believe this as an educator. The job of the educator isn't really to tell, it's to point. Which sounds like a little bit of a cliche, but it's more like here, right?
Yeah.
Like if a kid wants to know something, our job, ego aside, is to go, well, I don't know the answer to that. Why don't we figure it out? I also understand that in my 20 plus years of teaching, I've learned a lot because I've had to teach it.
I don't have my teaching philosophy available right now, but I know in my teaching philosophy, I treat my approach as being the coach, or I always compare it to Apostoli, who led us up the mountain.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
The mountain is Mount Olympus, by the way. We climbed Mount Olympus as a family with our friend Apostoli, who's a guide.
Yes.
Yes.
He knows his way up the mountain. He knows the best paths.
This is a great metaphor. Carry on. Oh, my God.
And we could climb the mountain on our own. We can find the path. There's the staircase and everything like that, and follow it up.
Yeah.
It's shorter, but it's a steeper climb. The other way that Apostoli took us is a longer route, but it's not steep of a climb, so we weren't as exhausted, I found. And I always think about teaching as that, where you can do it on your own, you can take the long, hard route, and I feel like I've kind of taken the long, hard route in a lot of my writing.
And life?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
but
too.
even in our process of finding our way as writers.
Yeah.
We've taken a lot of the long, hard route.
Yeah.
And then we are like, oh, let's go back and figure out the right path or get ourselves back on the path.
Mm-hmm.
And I find right now that I'm at that stage where I'm just looking for those guides on the mountain that are saying, oh, you know what? You could go that way, but if you take that way, then you're not going to hit that rocky ledge and fall to your death.
Which is an option on Mount Olympus, actually.
And it's a little easier, and it's a bit more direct path to the chateau or whatever. What do you call that place?
Oh, it's called a catafixio, but it's also a refuge house.
A refuge house.
The last refuge house at the top of the mountain. No humanity but that building. That's a great metaphor. I love that. I also want to say one more thing on the student-teacher role.
Okay.
And as much as my students complain, it is way more awesome to be a student. Not for their position. I just think about days when we have professional development days, or when we go to some kind of conference, and those days I have my journal open, and I've got my sweats on, and I've got my feet up, and kicked off my boots, and I'm just open to learning, which is really nice, as opposed to being prepared to teach. Those are completely different outfits.
Yes.
And
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and I mean, there's nice, like obviously we like being leaders to some degree if we've chosen to teach, right? There's a leadership in that job, but it's also super nice to be a student
Yeah.
and to take that role is like really like, oh, right, when those tick tick ticks happen in your brain where your connections are made, that's awesome.
Yes.
That is all
All right.
for now.
Cheers.
Have a great day.
Bye.